And the second game on Highland is coming up. You can see Zeus Oranos Hades from dots. So that's not triple Zeus as TBLs. Let's check the starting positions here. TBLs are on the left, and Seattle is seeing quite comfortably his forward hand. He's not really in any trouble. How about the backside here? Some cows as is standard on Highland. Highland is actually quite a decent map. You have a lot of food here, so you shouldn't be running into any trouble. And we can see that Metal is actually going for a secure food, secure hunting, or sorry, fishing, right next to his mate, while Godline is actually going for an aggressive to the middle. Same is for Seattle, is actually going for the middle as well. T2 is right there. He's trying to harass the Willy, but without much success. And this will be the first spot for interesting fights here. And we can see that all three dots are actually going for the middle here. So this is the first difference. And we can see that there was a bolt from Spoeft. And I'm actually, so yeah, here it was. It was into a scout here. Yeah, that helps, because it's very early, 1:30 into the game. So that's pretty nicely done. And we can check the TCs right now. This is, wow, this is going to be very important, because this is reachable from the water. And this is third, 42. And he definitely needs to secure this and win the water, because otherwise this will be in range, and that's not very nice. This is probably in the water range as well. So Dots drew the shorter straw here on the water range, and let's check some first relics here. Cheaper armory costs, why not? Second, villagers carry more food, that's very nice. That's going to increase the food gathering capacity, and that's the last one right now. Hero damage versus myth units. That could come in handy when you have 3 Zeuses, so against the Colossi that might come up later in the game. So far nothing interesting really going on. You can see that Metal is really just going for the back, and they are probably... we could see some double bolt here on Health Ravage's Wood Willies. That's going to set him back, that's 2 down. But at this point, when we have just 2 guys on the water from TBL, they are probably going to sacrifice the water and just are making a bid here to provoke Dot to overcome it on the water. Let's see what the strategy actually will be. This will be very interesting to see. But seeing the number of Willies on the wood, Metallo is not going to give up on the water. Maybe he'll just have these guys safe on the food here, and he'll go into the middle when he's advancing. That would be a reasonable stance. You can see that the middle island is full of gold, so if somebody needs it, it's there for the taking. Now let's check if somebody is actually about preparing to advance. Not yet, 42. Srevich as well, not well. He'll probably be a bit later, because he will need to replace those 2 guys that were bolted here. But he still put him up temple, so he's not all that much in the backside. And Spoef is actually advancing through Athena right now. So he is preparing to do some quite nice classical fight on the water. His enemies, as we look, Seattle is preparing for an up, same goes from Metallo, and House is looking for Godline, who is actually advancing, but through Hermes. So this is another sign that they are not actually preparing to fight for the water, because if you wanted to fight the water, you would go for more restorations there. Second dock from Tito is going right into the middle as well, but he has another dock, third actually, on the right side, and he will be looking to secure at least these 3 fishing spots. Not that much, but better than nothing. You can actually see that Seattle is trying to build a second dock here, so he is committing a bit. Same goes for Gold Lion, and also building second here. But Metal is again another dock at the back, so he will not be joining the fight. Maybe I was thinking that he could be going for a fast heroic, but not all that sure with all those wheelies on wood there. So let's just see. And we see the first water fights. And Spoil just maneuver a bit. And right now it's 2v2 with an advantage to Gold Line, but another ship right on. Seattle, another TBL through Hermes. So they have two Hermeses. Three Hermes. Okay, so they are not really preparing for the water fight here. Well, this fight is pretty even. This seems like it's an advantage for DoD. Well, it doesn't seem so. It really is an advantage because it's 2 versus 1 for obvious reasons, where Metallo is not there. And Metallo is going for a second TC quite early, so he will be booming here and possibly going for a faster mythic. That would be a decent play there as well, with some interesting Underworld. That could be a nice strategy actually. Underworld passage right at the back of dots and still TCs using the ceasefires. That could be nice. Yeah, Seattle was trying to build and take the fishing spots here, but T2 will have none of it. While in the middle, yes, at three docks, but not really pumping enough to do something meaningful here. And yeah, this seems pretty much done. Gold Lion is out of the game at this point on the sea. And Dots, yeah, I think I can proclaim it pretty safely. They have won the middle water without too much trouble, as you would expect in 3v2. So what is the special strategy here for TBLs? Well, Metal is going for a full-on boom as a pocket. Well, he's in a safe position, so why not? And maybe he's hoping to actually steamroll his enemies. Nobody of his teammates are preparing to actually advance as of now. So how's it looking for the dots? Are some of them preparing something fun? Yeah, Spoeft is... he's going for the landing here. They have recognized that the water is done, so he's going to apply pressure as soon as he can. And we can see that Gold Lion's putting up the TC, but Spoeft shouldn't be in time here. Yeah, he will be a bit late, and the TC should be coming up. Another Seattle is also taking a TC, so they are all booming here, as opposed to Dots. Hellsravage is just now taking his TC. So this is probably going according to plan for TBL. They wanted Dots to commit on the water and actually allow Metallo to boom a bit without too much trouble. So let's see if it actually pays off. It might just as well, why not? But since the water is won, T2 doesn't have to worry about this TC being in range for the from the water. And he actually is in time for this TC, so Seattle might be TC short here. And he's using food wheelies for this, so he'll be short on food. And without too much effect. And it's forced a ceasefire. Okay, so that's one gone. That's definitely something TBL wasn't planning on. And Hellsravage is just scouting here. Maybe he went a bit further. He might be in range for those, but not yet now, I think. And yeah, definite walling going up. And we can see that Tito is using this to actually secure both of his TCs. Halstrovich is at 3 as well. Spoeft is taking his back. He's not really comfortable with taking the front right now. He wants to secure the back, and be just sure that he can handle whatever's coming from Gold Lion here. And we can see that Metallo is at a decent time in Heroic, and we can probably expect some shenanigans with the Underworld passage there. Because Metallo will boom quite nicely, and he will have a very decent mythic time, I would guess. Haha, nicely placed Minotaur here to deny Gold Lion. But he won't really prevent the TC, but some extra damage and delay, always nice. Some first fights sprout in between Gold Lion and Spoeft. And also we can see that Hellsravage is actually preparing to be on Tito's side, so this will be pretty soon an interesting 2v1 at this point, because Metallo isn't going at either side just yet. And Tito is doing some nice raiding here to disrupt Seattle as much as he can. We see some nice play from Seattle here. He sneaked a valley here into the back, somehow got there, not really sure how, but he will be fishing right behind their bases. And this might be hard for Dots to actually spot. This could be fun play. Well, right now Tito is having a very nice army here, and he will soon be denying Seattle all again. And Spoeft is actually going for some raid as well, because the position in the middle is pretty much secure, and he doesn't really have to worry about anything there. So he can go around and chase his enemy as he wants. Oh, nice raid. Yep. And as I was saying, Metallo is at a decent sub 12 mythic, that's very nice. So I'm pretty sure we can expect a nice Underworld passage into the back of Dots. But if they even get that far, because we can see that Spoeft is really putting up pressure on Gold Lion right here, and at the same time on the right, Ostrovich with T2 is doing some nice damage onto the release. And we have another ceasefire here. That's also one they weren't counting on, TBLs I would say. And that's to save Gold Lion. Now we can see that Red is actually still building more and more here. Not really sure building houses here is the best idea, and he's run in a bit of bad luck. If he's not watching this, his adventure is over. And it is. Oh well, that's tough luck. That's the purest tough luck you can have. Okay. Even nature is against TBL in this map. Check some upgrades. Nothing interesting yet from either side, really. Seems, yeah, it's pretty early. And how's it looking for Metallo? Yeah, he has 2 armories, so that's definitely going for some upgrades there. Yeah, baseline, and it will be coming pretty soon, interestingly. And let's check the rest of the upgrades. Nothing interesting as well, but they are on the even ground, so fine. And we have Underworld Passage actually into the back of those bases, as you would expect. And this is the Destruction Derby coming for the TCs. And oh wow! And this is the correct TC, because this will actually prevent Heroic from T2. Oh wow! That's a nice play. And that sucks for T2. But at the same time he's putting up a really nice pressure here, together with Hellsravage. They are 2 versus 1. and this TC shouldn't really stand the test of time. And at the same time, Spoeft is doing as much damage as he can here, but he's finding it kind of difficult. But he's not really giving up. Yeah, haha. More Myrmidons coming through for the TCs. Very nice, very nice. And actually Metallo is taking right now the TC. They still have one ceasefire left, so they can actually surprise them even more. Wow, wow, wow. Interesting, interesting. Is actually DoD seeing this? Yeah, they are, but not in a decisive manner. They would have to do something about this very soon. Because they are not going anywhere in the middle right now. They are stalled. Only one Spoeft is doing a lot of damage to Gold Line and really making life difficult for him. You can see that Metallo is really eating into TCs without too much trouble here. Come on, you need to protect the TC. It mustn't come up, because if it does, it would be a very nice stronghold there. And we have Elsravich through as well, and he has Underworld passage as well, so I would guess he could go into Metallo and actually destroy him as he would please. And we have another Underworld passage through Spoeft, so they'll be pretty much fine, but this TC is going up. This TC is going up, and that's a nice position right now. And dots are caught in the middle here. And in a difficult position, because right now Metallo is boomed, has full upgrades, and that's pretty much a nightmare when you have Zeus with full upgrades, and he is at 40 Cs right now. So this is pretty interesting situation, and definitely going to be even more interesting how this develops. Well, Spoeft was preparing to build a fortress here, but that's not really happening against this huge mess of Toxots. Gotland is right now through to Heroic. And this TC is right now coming up, and Helsravich is trying to help his mid T2 in actually destroying Metal's advanced case here. Alright, this is a nice battlefield, but as you would expect, he's going into Metal's advantage. Well, this is an interesting restoration, to be honest. It's probably more played to actually keep the TC alive, possibly, because it relives buildings as well. But at this point it seems that it won't hold and will come down. And just about now is gone. But at the same time, the focus of the battle has shifted from actually Metallo doing some major damage at the bases to actually the choke point here. And T2 is trying to secure this EC as much as he can, and he's in a decent position. Even Seattle helping Metallo isn't really enough right now, and T2 is employing some of the ships here as well. And we have Spoeft through Hephaestus as well. And how's he looking? He's looking pretty well here. The fortress is up. And we have siege ships here. This could be in range actually. And we have a landing here from Helsravich right in the middle. Yeah, nice landing here. Some shades, and we will see some colossi here, most probably. Well, right now Metallo is looking for his 5th DC, and his plan is pretty much working right now. because he's a force to reckon with right now, and Dots should probably take this more strategically and go TC by TC, so take down this one and advance further. This is probably what they are preparing to do. And we have another ceasefire here. And that's on Gold Lion's request. And we have Metal who has begun researching the secrets of the Titans. So we will have a Titan soon as well. Other than that, Gold Lion Seattle is not in Mythic as well as T2. So dots are in advantage in ages. And Seattle just now advanced to Apollo actually. And that's very late at 19 minutes. And T2 is just now through Hecate to Mythic. So that's another advantage to dots. Well, Spoeft should be going rather easily through his enemy right now. But Metal is very, very dangerous. Yeah, let's go for some raid, okay. And how's the rest looking here? Aha, Metal preparing to take down this TC as much as he can. And we can see that they still go down without too much problem. And in the middle, well, dots are trying to actually go through here. But they're not all that successful yet. But they should be soon. Although, you can see, those Colossi are going to do some decided damage here. Well, that's an interesting restoration to actually keep the hoplites alive. And they are maybe going for the TC. Yep. They are preparing for it. And how's it looking with the upgrades? Decent lineup. Oh, so he's just destroying trade. That's good as well. And bit of yellow here. Unexpected for Metal, as you can see. And losing some wheelies. At the same time, we can see that Seattle is actually helping on the left to defend against Poeft, and that's a successful attempt. Well, quite obviously, because Metal is not needing the help. He's having enough army, enough advantage here. And this is a very interesting game to play out right now. Seattle is through to Mythic, and that's all players in there, so that's going to be Triple Zeus fun right now. And we have TBL starting a wonder. Yeah, I was kinda waiting where this will happen, and it's here. Do we have something to deal with it? Yes. Spoeft and Halsrevich have Underworld Passage, so that might come in play quite soon. We can see some interesting raids from Spoeft still going on. For a moment still in the Plenty Vault. But as long as Seattle was actually helping here, Spoeft was not allowed to go further. But since he's gone, he's now actually having the upper hand quite easily above Gold Lion. On the right, dots are really having a tough time stopping Metal and all his Myrmidons. And we have the Underworld Passage. Yeah, as you would expect, right at the back for the Wonder. And there you go, first siege units. Yeah, this Wonder won't stand a chance. And it's gone. We had Seattle use another Underworld Passage into some interesting spot, like here. So he can actually transport and help his teammate secure his base. And Metalo has lost the TC, Gold Lion has lost the TC that Spoeft was looking for. And Metal is back at 3 actually. And Gold Lion, yeah, is at 2. And Metal is being eaten alive because this was in water range as well. And this is down. And right now Metal is at just 3 TCs. So his advantage will be slowed a lot. So this should allow dots to actually grow back on this side and do some damage to them. Right now pretty much everything holds in the balance if dots can hold this choke point and even advance further into this Formatitu's base. And Spoef doing enough damage to Gold Lion to delete him from the map. He's really doing quite a nice job here and is not having any opposition to him. So this is pretty much safe at this point. But maybe dots should think about building one themselves. You can see that there is no anti-spell from TBL, so if they build a wonder, they will be fine. This Underworld is soon going down, but you can see Billy's still working on repairing, because the Underworlds repair quite fast. And how's he looking at the right here? Our dots finally getting the advantage. Slowly but surely they are with the Hypaspists. But we don't really see any interesting upgrades. But haha, Seattle actually using some time on the water where dots are not looking, and right now Seattle is also going to help his mate Gold Lion. This TC is just not coming up. That's pretty important for TBLs, because when this TC is up, Spoeft will have a very open way right into the heart of Gold Lion. And right now he will have a bit of time to actually finish it right now. Oh, it's just this needs to go down. And another viral. This is a pitched battle here right now. And in the middle we actually see Hellsravage having second attempt at a beachhead right into the enemy's middle. And right now he's probably thinking more seriously about it. And right here, Metallo is trying to take the DC, but yeah, he's falling behind because of the DC disadvantage, or rather he doesn't have all that much advantage as he had with 5 DCs, and dots are recuperating here. Well, building Myrmidons against his Baspist is not the greatest of ideas. And that's also one thing that is actually allowing Hellsravage to push forward here. Spoeft was in the meantime able to pick up the TC, and he's in a very nice position right now because he has a defensive spot right into the middle of the Golden Lion's base, and he's at 4 TCs, which will help him even further. You can see that Tito is not really doing much right now. He's pretty much out of the game at 0 TCs, and he doesn't have all that much. He's just trying to survive in the back, and right now will be discovered by Seattle, who is building another Titan Gate. Well, will Spoeft actually use his Underworld to get rid of this? I probably should, because Titan could mean a problem if he went through the right side there. And we have a yellow Titan from Hellsravage, so that's 1v1 in the Titans. And you can definitely see that bit by bit Spoeft is advancing further. And once this Underworld is actually gone, Seattle won't be able to help him all that easily. And we have another Titan Gate from Metal. So DoD should think about doing something about that. This position is right now secure for Ravage. Nicely protected hero to get rid of the Colossi. And Metal is still pumping just Myrmidons. Well, what's the point? Tito is out of the game, he's not really doing anything. So why? Against Hypaspist, you're making it easy for Ravage. The Willies here are, yeah, they discovered Seattle and some Willy war because Seattle doesn't have, oh, sorry, T2 doesn't have all that much going for him right now. So he needs to protect as many Willies as he actually can if he wants to see the game to its end. But Spoeft is in the middle of Godline. Godline is on the verge of elimination here. It is similar to T2. And we have another Titan Gate for the dots. That might be a bit late, but not really. It's a long way for Seattle's Titan that shouldn't make it in time. And Metalos, well, quite possibly as well. He will be blocked by a lot of buildings. No spoil there. First Titan is up, and that's probably going to go onto the right side to help Metalo. You can see that Seattle is trying to rebuild here because they lost the Underworld passage and they need to really suppress Spoeft because he's getting TC advantage here. And this is still a pitched battle even though Metal is using the wrong units here. But he's having 5 TCs and he's fighting against Hellstravage who has 4. That's kinda uneven battle even though you're using the wrong units. But unless Metal realizes this, he might actually rue this moment where he isn't making better units, and right now he just noticed he's beginning with some Toxotes, just mediums, but soon they will be upgraded, and that will be a much better unit mix for him. We can see in the middle some nice walling from Godline. He somehow sneaked there with his Willies. Very nice play there. Disrupting the trade for the moment, but it doesn't really seem DoD actually are having much of it now. But they will be having it soon enough. Nice play from Godline. And actually, these are the caravans I was looking for. They are riding all over the map because that's the only free way. Okay, that's pretty funny. Well, I'm afraid not many of those donkeys are actually going to survive there. And yeah, this TC is going down. EC is down, Godline is at 1, and right here Hellstravage is actually doing quite nicely, because you can see that through some water siege, Metallo has lost TC, is back at 4, so now it's even with Hellstravage, and it will be all up to skill. And we have another Wonder from Seattle. Yeah, DoD should have built the Wonder. They should have waited really. And we can see that both Titans from DoD are actually going on the right side, which means that Spoeft is really feeling very strong, taking on the Titan and both of his enemies, Seattle and Godline. Well, why not? So far he has taken almost a quarter of the life, and he's doing quite fine here. Although Gold Lion is preparing for him quite nicely. And Spoeft is just now coming back. So this is a guy that is not doing anything right now. And we have another wonder from Metallo. So they are definitely trying to secure this position. And this could cost Dots the game. The fact that they themselves didn't go for a wonder. This threat is going back because it will be protecting the the wonder. So yeah, it seems like they will be thinking seriously about that. And we can see some red dots here as well. Haha, that's Red Siege, and it's taking care of some of the buildings here. And that's very nice play from TBLs to actually deny the trade in here, or deny. They are making as much trouble for dots as they can, but right now they lost the Willies. And TBL has just lost the DC again. And Spoeft is actually making sure it secures the position and wants to do some tower spam. That's a reasonable position to make sure he survives here. And finally, his Titan is back, and this is at half health. That means that Spoeft's Titan will survive as well. And here we have another Titan battle, and this is pretty much both Titans gone. Yeah, this is dead as well. And we have a Wander up. And again, Metal is at advantage here. Well, this definitely doesn't look like dots are going to push through fast enough to get to the Wander. This is going to be quite interesting to see if actually dots can do something about it. They still have one Underworld, so they can get rid of one Wander, but they have TBLs have two right now, and that's going to be very tough. And finally, Spoeft is at a position where he can attempt to take the TC. So, good luck with that. And how's it looking here? Still some sea chips here. I'm not actually sure Dot are aware of this. At this point, it seems they are not. Which is kinda problematic because it is disrupting their trade right now. And we have the Titan that has enough health. That should be able to take care of at least this Wonder. Yeah, he's pretty close, so he should get there in time. But how about the second? That would have to be used for the Underworld passage. This pretty much all hangs in the balance if this Titan can take down a Wonder here. If he cannot, Dots will be hard pressed to find an answer to the second Wonder here. And is he going to get there? Yeah. Just now preparing for some towers, but that would be too late. And this Wanderer should actually go down. He has half health, that should be more than enough. And let's look how this battle is going. Vasrevich is doing all he can to stop Metal, but he's fighting 3 versus 4 TCs, and that's not easy. Spoeft is unsuccessful in taking this TC, and is just preventing Gold Lion from taking it. While Gold Lion is doing all he can to actually kill some TCs extras. And this is close, and right now I'll just quickly check here. Still nothing going on from Health or any other dot to actually secure this. And Gold Lion has another ready here and disrupting the trade as much as they can. Nice play, nice play. Oh wow, can this Titan actually take this down? Well, he actually looks like he can't. Hmm? Yeah, he can't. He can't, and that's a problem. That's a problem for Dots, because Titan is down, and they have just 7 minutes to actually take care of both Underworlds. Yeah, this was all hanging on this Titan taking down this Wanderer, and that did not happen. And right now, I'm afraid it might just as well be GG for them, because Dots are not in a position to actually get there in time, I'm afraid. Because right now on the right side, they need to go through a whole lot of map to actually get to this Wanderer. And yeah, as you can see, Seattle is preparing with a lot of towers and buildings to secure it, same as Metallo. And they might be able to take down just one through the Underworld passage Dots. But when the Titan is down, Spoef now has 20 extra pop limit, and that should allow him to actually finally take down Gold Lion, who is defending very nicely here, with all he can. And right here, well, there is some way around the walls, so finally, Dots somehow noticed that there is something interesting going on, but have they noticed enough? Doesn't really seem so at this point. Right here, Health Ravage is finally having upper hand against Metallo, but Metallo is not really interested in the fight, I'm afraid. He's just looking to secure a position as much as he can. And Metallo is down at EC here. Yeah, and this will be a race of time. 4.5 minutes and 5 minutes, and they have to take down 2 Wonders. Well, good luck, boys. The problem is for those that Seattle actually has 3 TCs, so he's in a pretty good position to defend. He will be able to pump up enough army to repel anything his enemies put against him. Yeah, you can see that's just just archers. It's not gonna be enough, even though they are Hades. If they were gas traffics, maybe they have an insane bonus against buildings, but not really right now. He's maybe going there just to set up an underworld passage, but not really sure from where to where. These guys are just getting killed. And the House Ravage is doing all he can here. Yeah, this will be Colossi spam to take care of these. We see some remain in Seattle's sea chip actually taking care of things there. And how's it looking here? Spoeft, well, still battling for this 1 TC. He has walled the trade, but they're not really worried about that. 3 minutes and counting. And let's see how the advance is going on this side. Dots are pushing through, but will they be in time? They really need to hurry up. And with this building spam, that's gonna be very close. 2 and 40 seconds. How's it looking actually at this straight? Has something been finished? No, that's still going on. There was some yellow here. Yeah, this was just the trading donkeys. So nothing extra going on here. Also not much interesting, just Gotline trying to build protective walls. And everything helps in the balance here. They have some nice guys. Yeah, there is a freeway here. Are they really aiming for it or not right now? You have a freeway right here. Which, well, maybe they don't actually. There might be just too little room. Time is ticking, 1.5. They have Underworld passage, and it's going where? Yeah, it's going here. And interesting position. Well, they couldn't really get any closer. This would be a better one. But can they actually get there in time? I'm afraid they can't. Yeah, you can see what kind of route is the army taking. That's the stupid route of the Age of Mythology. And can Hell's Ravage get through in time here? Or not? Yeah, we have Gastrafeets. Okay, that's a lot of damage here. 1 minute, come on. Those guys just can't get there. He needs much more Gastrafeets. And how's it look it here? Come on, is there a way through? There is, at least for the cold. Ah! Just now blocked it. Come on, hit it, hit it. And come through, come through, come through. Yeah, he's just defending with too well. That's just 5 TCs and against 3. And Seattle has enough to actually defend it. Alright, so that's a GG through Wonder. And Dots definitely underestimated this. They should have built a Wonder probably spoilt when they had the time. They knew TBLs are going for this. Oh well, that's the end of the game. 1-1, and we will see 4 games at least. So let's quickly check. And let's go into the LAN because they are going there as we're speaking here.